Well, the Ron Rivera Riverboat Ron era is officially done. Everyone saw this coming. If not, we saw it coming a year ago. His tenure started off pretty good, took him to the playoffs once, but as a defensive coordinator, defensive mind, this was the obvious move. Honestly, if you don't have an offensive minded head coach in today's NFL, you're probably not going to have the brightest future. Overall, his time in Washington was pretty decent. Somewhat respectable. Some good moments, especially his first years there. I remember he had some health issues. Team rallied with that. Had a good year. Lost to the Bucks, but still a good year. Last couple years have been rough, and it's just time. It's simply time. He had an okay run. Thank you for your service, Ron Rivera. Now, the Washington Commanders moving forward, a lot of bright stuff to look forward to. First, let's look at his potential replacements. One, we got Jim Harbaugh. Right now, there's talks of a deal already being made with the Chargers, but that isn't 100%. Plus, the history of the Chargers and their cheap-ass owners, I wouldn't put a lot of stock into that, even though that is a possibility. So, if you're a Commanders fan, cross your fingers, say your prayers, because if Harbaugh was your head coach, man, I'd be fired up. Number 2, Eric Bieniemy. I think this is also a good move. Obviously, he was the OC here. I think he had an okay season. I think he did some interesting things with the offense. Obviously, that O-line and protecting Sam or whoever the future QB is a huge priority. But I think Eric Bieniemy could potentially be a good NFL head coach. That might backfire, absolutely, but it's possible it could work. I'd say the next best option is Ben Johnson, offensive head coach, currently the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. I think this would also be a very good hire. He's shown he's capable. He's shown he could run an elite offense. I think this is kind of similar to a Shane Steichen that we saw from last year. And Shane Steichen he put on a hell of a show this year. In running, he's in contention for Coach of the Year. I think this could almost be like a similar situation like Shane Steichen of this year, except next year, Ben Johnson. Could be good times ahead. I can definitely visualize it. If it's not any of those 3 guys, I'd be quite shocked considering new ownership. They want to spend some dough. But if it's not any of those 3 guys and it's like some random defensive coordinator, that would be pretty deflating. If I had to predict, I think it's going to be Ben Johnson. Well, if I had to predict, I think it's going to be Eric Bieniemy. Just because he already has that 1 year under his belt in the organization. But I think they're going to give everything they got for Jim Harbaugh. So, we'll see. Let me know, Commanders fans, Redskins fans, Washington's fans. Let me know, Washington fans, who would you like to see? If you can't get Jim Harbaugh, because obviously Jim Harbaugh is A1. Let me know. But for all the potential head coach candidates, it is a pretty appealing job. You got the 2nd overall pick. You have new ownership that wants to win, that wants to spend money, that wants success, unlike the previous one. What a guy. You have some pieces offensively. You got a pretty good wide receiver room. You got Brian Robinson. O-line needs a lot of help. Sam Howell has potential. He's shown flashes. So you have pieces. Honestly, too, I think they should rebrand. I know there was talks earlier in the year of them changing their team name again from something else. I think they should do that, especially if they draft a quarterback, which they probably will. I don't know. I like the Washington football team. I just thought that was kind of. I think it's better than the Commanders. Speaking of that second overall pick, though, you got Drake May, you got Michael Penix. You got options, and it's really exciting if you're a Commanders fan. I think the future is bright in Washington. I do. It's kind of a rare thing with Dan Snyder finally gone. It's kind of the start of a completely new era. But, like I said, Riverboat Ron, thank you for your service. He was kind of like a bridge head coach, honestly. He he got the entire city through the Dan Snyder era. He buried him. It's gone. Now it's time to celebrate. Second overall pick, new head coach, hopefully offensive-minded, new ownership. The future is bright in Washington. The future is bright. So, Washington Commander fans, let me know. What do you want to see in the offseason? Who do you want to coach your team? Who do you want for your quarterback? Anyways, let me know. Peace.
Quarterback likes what he sees out there outside. He's changing the play with the wide receiver. That's a gain of 7. A lot of times you look at the drag route and you think that's the safety valve. You know what? It is. The quarterback is always taught to look down the field. If there's nobody open, throw it to the drag route coming across the field. That time they did it, and it's just short of getting the first down.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
It's an illegal block in the back, and the coaching staff cannot be happy about this.
No, it's a bad decision, and most of all, it's dangerous. You can hurt players when you block them like that.
The pass is incomplete. There was no one open.
Bad job that time by the quarterback. He misses the receiver on the slant route. When you're throwing the slant route, you got to throw it right into the stomach of the receiver, so it's easy for him to make the catch, and he can protect himself also. There is nothing like having a great tight end on your offense now. There's so many things you can do with them. Remember, they're in the middle of the field. They can go down the middle. They can go outside. They can go short. They can go across. They can go out. Tough to cover the tight ends in this league now.
And it's now 2nd down and 5 after running it on 1st down. From the shotgun. It was right there, but he didn't bring it in.
Got to give this secondary credit. In this passing league now, it's hard to make plays, but a good play there and another incomplete pass.
3rd and 5. Here comes a field goal try to tie the game. The Redskins